Omega Salem, and we're just gonna have a little chat about my shifts and how I found them, and what they are, how they act, blah blah blah. I lost my notebook, so we're gonna go off script. So, let's talk about Salem, the one I use the most. The one I identify with the most. She is a black snake. I have yet to find out her actual species. And, yeah. Don't mind what I'm doing to my neck. I'm trying to do some weird makeup, but I am wearing a shirt. Okay. So, along with that, Salem, I found her out when I was 10-ish. And she was weird. Like, every single memory I ever had of her, every single, like, dream I had about her, usually involved fire or someone chasing her. She's an average-sized snake, about 10 feet. No, not 10 feet. God, stretched out, she must have been like 5-6 feet. So that's pretty average for a snake. At least the ones that I've recognized and hung out with and had. And, with her, she was, like, always chased. And she took place during the Salem witch trials, hence why her name is Salem. And, she has a temper. Not as bad as Ska's, but, you know. So, Salem is Turkish for peace. No. Hebrew for peace. So, she's Hebrew for peace, even though she is quite peaceful to a point. And, yeah. There's not a lot to say about her, except for, her personality is kind of iffy, to put it simply. She can be happy one minute and then turn into a raging psycho the next. It's probably why I have bipolar disorder, but that might also be because I'm crazy. But, yeah, so, on to Ska. I love Ska. He is my, like, he tends to make me shift the most, I guess you could say. Still adding on to the chest. Make it look a little cloudier. But, yeah. I've known him since I was real little. Like, I had to be 3 when I first saw him. And my first vivid memory of, like, actually seeing him and, like, interacting with him in my dreams was when I was, like, 5 years old. And all I remember is, this little tiny itty bitty Arctic wolf puppy, which was Ska. And Ska would follow me around. Like, I could see myself. It was, like, in third-person view. And I could see myself, and I was playing with this puppy, and I was like, I relate to him, like, so much. So I guess you could say I was awakened when I was, like, 5 years old, but I didn't figure out anything about it until I was 12. I'm 14 now, where I actually, like, started admitting it and actually making stuff about it. But, back to Ska. Ska is the most temperamental of my 2 shifts. He has a problem where he will lash out at anyone, and that is something that happened on Monday this week, where I shifted and my personality changes with my shifts. And with my shifts, it tends to happen, like, slowly and painfully. Holy crap, the pain. But Ska, I had shifted into Ska after someone was talking crap about my friends. And that's just one thing you do not do, especially with me, and people know this. And after they started talking crap about my friends, I confronted him, like, hey, you have no right to say that to him. Say that about them. And I'm like, and then I'm like, well, if you could just, like, kindly stop and we can end this there. And then he started getting even madder. And I'm like, dude, seriously, stop. You're really freaking annoying. And then all of a sudden my personality changed, and he called me a slut and a bitch, and I pimp slapped him. I am not proud of it, nor will I ever be. But Ska has become my anger, and that's not a good thing. So, because of him, now I have to take anger management classes, but that's not it. We should probably talk about his past, at least from what I've seen in daydreams, dreams, and meditation parts. Meditation times when I meditate. I do walking meditation with some calm music in the background, and I meditate for God knows how long. So his past. Oh boy, he was a little firecracker. He didn't get along with a lot of people. He was born into the alpha role, not alpha, omega role, and he liked it. He liked having the omega role, even though he had an alpha attitude. Well, the stereotypical alpha attitude where he was all stoic and mean and rah. But yeah, he had the alpha attitude with the omega role, and the what he wanted to be was the omega. And from what I remember is that he would like constantly get into play fights with the omega that was going to... I keep mixing up my ranks. The alpha that was going to be the alpha after the parent had died, and they would always get into play fights. And as they grew up, they still play fought a little bit, but one day Ska had taken it too far, and he attacked the alpha. The alpha didn't really care for that, and the alpha attacked him back, and it turned into an actual fight instead of play fighting. And then this all happened in a dream I saw. Like, I was the one looking out at them, and I was watching as it happened, and then I just saw Ska walk over to me, and he just laid down by my feet, covered in blood, mud, and everything, and he died. And I woke up crying because of that. But after that dream, I have multiple dreams a night. One is usually like not Therian related, and then the other multiple, like, I have multiple dreams. A few of them are Therian related, a lot of them aren't. Like, they're just random, what my brain thinks of in the middle of the night. But and then it went to a dream about Salem. Salem is the one I had about Salem was she was chilling out in her little area, where her cabin, where her owner was. And she scared the crap out of me. She was just hanging out and chilling, doing what snakes do, sleeping, all that fun crap. And then all I see are these men that walk in and take Salem from the family and walk away with her and the owner, the mother, whom I never learned the name of, but I'm assuming maybe Salem was deaf in a past life. Because, I don't know about you, but I believe that snakes have really good hearing. But yeah, the owner was taken along with Salem, and because the owner said that she wanted to die with something that she cared for, and instead of choosing her children, because she's a smart mom, she chose Salem, and Salem died that night. She was burned at the stake with her owner. And yeah, that's all I really remember from my pasts and my shifts and everything, and then how it feels to shift. With Ska. Oh, Ska means snow in Sioux Indian. It's beautiful. I love the Sioux Indian language. But excuse me while I fill in my ear. But Ska, when I shift, when I feel like a more wolfy shift coming on, it usually ends up being very painful. It's more painful than Salem's, because with him it takes a lot of like focus to shift. Like, for me, it doesn't happen just naturally. I have to like focus. So yeah, so when I shift, I usually feel like I have a tail, and I don't have ears. I don't feel like I have like wolf ears, but I feel like I have like wolf fangs and everything. But the main thing is I feel like I have a tail, and I feel like I have heightened senses, except for hearing, but that's only because I've had like 100 ear infections since I was little. It's a lie, I've only had 56. But, yeah. Everything is heightened except for my hearing. But I don't really know how to explain Ska's, but I can explain Salem's pretty well because I have her as a shift more than I do Ska. And for that, she's, when I shift her into her, I feel like I have fangs. I feel like I have snake fangs, and I have to keep my mouth open. Like when you first get braces, if you know what I'm talking about. You feel like you have to keep your mouth parted just a little, and then your lips a little away from your braces, so it feels comfortable. So I, like you see how my jaw just kind of changes? That's basically how I feel like I have to have my face shaped, so I can, like, move comfortably. I feel like I also have scales on parts of my arm. Probably gonna add that. That sounds like a cool idea. But yeah, that's all I really have to say, and you can follow me on Instagram at snake.queen.3. Yeah, I think so. I will check, and I'll put it in the description. Alright. Love y'all, and stay wild.